I think about a day recently where a student said, "Oh, Grace, that was such a long day." And something prompted me to ask, "Is that a good thing?" And he said, "Yeah, we did so much today." The idea of a day being just full of so much potential, that's something that I try to teach my students.
When I first interviewed here, I didn't know how I was going to feel about children calling me by my first name, but then I got to think about the meaning behind it, just showing mutual respect for one another and being able to have that relationship where you know it's a two-way street. I expect respect from you and I'll respect you right back. Your length for MetLife Stadium is 120 yards. You want to get it all the way down to, how long is this?
Oh, we're making dolls. We started this at the beginning of the year.
We used plaster to make it, and last year we just used duct tape and we put clothes on it, but we just made it out of tissue paper and we left it like that.
What goes inside of the foot? Yeah, well, when we're talking about feet, we can't cut feet up by centimeters. You're right, on some rulers and on this one there are centimeters. But if we're talking about the foot, these are not centimeters. You know what these are, Ali?
Coming from a place where they didn't call me by my first name, it's a much more informal setting. I feel like my kids and I are learning together. It's an environment where we are all doing things as a group, that I'm not just this beacon of learning and knowledge that they have to soak up, but that we're creating knowledge together.
We're gonna make a model of the Yankees and the Mets playing a baseball game.
We are making these biographies about a leader of our choice, and I am doing Albert Einstein. I've learned a bit about his family and what E=mc² stands for.
I think the great thing about being called by my first name is that there's a lack of a certain barrier between you and the person that you are addressing or being addressed by, whether it's a student or a parent or a colleague. There's a certain closeness that I feel.
I feel like we call kids by their first names. It just seems sort of crazy that they have to call me something else.
So here's what we'll do. Let's make it so that if you click on the dinosaur lifts the palm tree.
Emily wants us to write a sentence on how it makes it easier when the fulcrum is closer to the lobe. We're trying to prove that it's harder when you don't use an inclined plane to pull something up, and when you do have an inclined plane, it's easier.
We want it really gooey. You know, we want it a lot. Now back and forth. Good. It's just like you're gonna roll it straight across. All right. Whoa, that's great. Oh, wow.
Now we have to make sure the word's going in the right direction because this was really tricky. We had to do everything mirror image, and why did we have to do that? Think about it. Because prints always print in reverse.
We do things as a whole school activity. For example, once a month we sing a bunch of songs together. We've sung them in class, and then now we're singing with older grades and younger grades, with families that come, and that's a community celebration.
It's a joy to hear the kindergarteners singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars with the fifth graders. Even though the fifth graders moan about it beforehand, they get so happy about it when they're in that room.
I learned about Sing when I started working here, and I said, wow, what a really amazing way to approach a whole school getting together and having a really positive, beautiful community building moment.
We're such a tight-knit school. There's nothing better than a group of voices rising in song to make you feel like you're a part of the community.
When I first learned about the school, I felt really at home here, and I have felt so supported in creating a way to study science here at the neighborhood school, integrating a lot of art and the way an artist thinks about things.
The word
problem was that there was a melon and it gave too much water to the worms and it was really stinky.
They need water because they breathe out of their skin and the water makes it moist so they can breathe.
Worms don't like light because then they think a predator is coming to get them.
The schools where I've worked in the past, all the students sit in their own desk away from one another, and the teacher stands there in lectures, and the students take notes, they memorize it, and they write it down on a test. And I said, I cannot tell you how much more fun this is, that you guys get to choose and work with each other and decide what you're going to learn.
I've been thinking about how much a child-centered place the library is, and that's my domain. And I think that fits in very well with the general philosophy of neighborhood school. Children are encouraged to follow their interests in a very authentic and deep way.
We produce incredibly interesting, articulate, fun kids. The energy and how inquisitive children are encouraged to be is really inspiring.
My name's Meg.
I'm Cheryl.
My name's Amy.
Hi, I'm Grace.
My name is Emily.
I'm Tyler. I teach 3rd grade.
I work in the library.
I am teaching a 4th, 5th ICT class this year.
I teach 4th and 5th grade.
I teach 3rd grade.
I've taught science and technology at the neighborhood school. This is my 5th year.
I've been here since 2004.
This is my first year at the neighborhood school.
I've been at the neighborhood school for about 20 years, maybe 21.
I've been at the neighborhood school for 15 years.
And I've been at TNS for 4 months.